1, 2. So you will use this one. Please use the microphone so that we can hear it in the recording. Sorry guys, it looks like I don't need a microphone, but sorry guys, I had a terrible day. I'm sweaty, I was tired, I was in a hurry, I fought for your pizzas, but anyway, so we are starting a new episode of IT Matters. I almost said startup, IT Matters meetup, and we're joined by Evgeniy who will tell us his story, and we named it How I Said No to Facebook. So
anybody from Facebook here? No?
No, Facebook.
Just to make sure.
No, Facebook people are not allowed here. I mean, I don't like Mark Zuckerberg for some reason. That's why I like your idea so much. So continue, sorry.
So what's up? How are you? Hope you had a good day today. Yeah, my presentation is about how I said no to Facebook. I think if I was like 18 years old, probably I would say yes, but but really it was like maybe 1 year ago when I was like 39 maybe, and with all my experience and all my background which I had, I said no, and I'm happy about that. So why actually this happened? So some words about myself. I'm 39. I will be in 3 days. So I have a birthday on 28th of March. I'm a remote software developer. So it's easy for me to stand up and.
It's up to you. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, so again, I'm 39 years old. I'm a remote software developer for 15 plus years. I think there were like maybe 2-3 years before when I worked for local companies. It was free internet, Rostov.ru.
Sorry, may I ask you to move a little bit closer to this part? I mean, we want you to be in the recording.
Oh, okay. There is a strange sound from. Yeah, so my primary languages, programming languages are Perl and Go. Perl I was, I think, for about 10 years and then switched to Go at some point. I'm Go Masters team lead. It's like our team of senior developers. Mostly we have one junior, but mostly senior. 5 developers. We work from the same place. It's like my own office on the 23rd floor in Severny district. It's about 5-10 minutes from my home. Fortunately, I don't spend my time in traffic jams, and I'm really happy about it when I go to city center, like on weekend, and sometimes spending half an hour, even 1-2 hours in traffic jams. That's really crazy. I'm not sure how you guys live with it, but fortunately I don't. Yeah, and I have a YouTube channel, IT Krasavchik. Why IT Krasavchik? Because I'm cute, pretty on one hand, girls say so, and on the other hand, I'm IT guy, so that's why I call it so. Yeah, but that was like boring information, some facts, and these are like more interesting facts about myself. Yeah. So, and in this list, there is like one.
Sorry, Anay, may I ask you to turn off the lights a little bit? I mean, it's a very important slide we need to see. Sorry, turn off the lights. Off, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's great. Yeah, thank you. Yes.
Yeah, so here's a list of 5 facts about myself. The first one, I was doing more than $1,000 a month at school managing a network of porn websites. Second fact, I had big loan to collect. Actually, you can read it through, I think everything is visible, right?
Yes.
Available to read. Yeah, and one fact is a fake. It would be interesting to know, maybe you can find it. Anybody have any ideas which one is a fake? No?
About 7 different companies.
Yeah, 7 different companies at the same time.
Really?
I don't know, pick one and let's find out.
I picked that one.
Which one?
About 7 different companies.
No, that's true.
I read the last one.
Impossible.
No, that's true as well.
Really?
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 So the first one is half fake because it wasn't me, it was my friend who was doing it. But we went to the same gym. He was studying at school. It was 11th grade, and I was on the 3rd course of Rostov Mechanical and Mathematical University. And why I remember about that, because he asked me, he knew that I was working at that time for our local internet provider through internet, and he had like, how is it in English, Storica? I forgot, sorry.
Yeah, we have a teacher here, you see.
Exactly. That's great, thank you very much. He had a fight with his friends, so they managed this network of porn websites together, and his friend changed all their passwords, so he lost the access and asked me, and he knew that his friend went to internet through this internet provider, so he asked me for help, and we managed to change those passwords with my help.
Straight to the point, what were your career opportunities here in Rostov? Or
Yeah, so let's change the slide to next one. So why I said no to Facebook? Well, that's because partly by the moment a guy from Facebook made an offer, I had too much experience working on remote and too much of money paid on remote really. And how actually is it possible? Let's see. So by that moment I had 14 plus years working on remote with different companies from USA, Canada, Germany, UK and others. And yeah, by that moment I already had my own office and my own team, which I simply couldn't live in Rostov without me. And that's like the first fact. And the second is about money. Actually, yeah, there's another slide. These are the companies I worked with during my career. Different companies from different parts of the world. So Trapeze, for example, is from UK, to it's Germany, Hanover, Air Gateway, it's Berlin, Barcelona, then it's Norway, Oslo, UK, Brighton, Spain, Germany, Scotland, Norway, Germany, UK, and Malta. It's just a list of them. Some of them actually are not even my CV because I can't mention them due to NDA, and the fee is about $25,000 if I mention them in my CV. And that's an example. Actually, I made these screenshots, I think 2 days ago. It's about job offers on foreign websites for remote developers. You know, now it's time of COVID. So for the last year, I think situation has really changed about remote job. I think earlier you couldn't earn so much money. Just to clarify, for example, 450 pounds or 600 pounds. In rubles, it's if you multiply by 100. So it's like 45 to 60,000 rubles a day.
Yeah.
So that's more than 1 million ruble a month. And these are real jobs. For some of them, I had interview. I haven't passed yet. I mean, so I don't earn 1 million on one job, but if we like sum up.
Yeah. If you manage to negotiate what you want.
Yeah. So what I mean is it's real jobs which real companies which you can work with if you know English. So I think for IT guys, the main language they should know is English really. All the other is not so important. As you can see, it can be JavaScript, can be iOS developer, can be remote UI, UX engineer. So it's not about that, it's about English really. So, and you should also have some practice because usually HRs, they call you over the phone. And you know, when they speak over the phone, the feeling is different. It's not like you're watching some TV shows where the pronunciation is very clear, and it's not so difficult to understand what they say. So at the end of my presentation, at the end of my presentation, I will show actually how the dialogue with native speakers happens. So what will be next slide? Yeah, it's like when you have money, you can travel a lot. This is like a video from Singapore where we went with my wife. So it's like local place with monkeys where you can feed them, and they're happy about it a lot. And this is like a screenshot from the airplane when we went to Cuba. So it's like a display showing where actually your plane is. It's near Chicago, not far from it. And yeah, it was a very long flight, something like 13 hours, I think, by plane. But it was worth it because Cuba is like a different world. Yeah, and another slide, because Alibek mentioned about UK developers, why they have their Russian dream. It's a dialogue with one of my colleagues. I remember, so this guy had to leave the job in UK company where I worked as well, because they increased the taxes in UK. So it was like 25% and increased to like 45, I think.
Oh, it's like a robbery.
Yeah, and in Russia, if you're like individual предприниматель, you can pay just 1-2% if you have a patent. Before it was like 6%, and now it's even fewer, so it's really like a tax heaven here. And when he found out about it, he said, I can grab like 5-10 UK developers, and we're glad to move to Russia to work remotely from here. Yeah, that's like
something untranslatable, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I think if you want, well, by the age of 40, I can say that the major reason why actually I'm successful, and I think I am, is because I really worked a lot, sometimes for multiple companies at the same time, and experience which I earned from those companies now is valued a lot, and it is valued not in rubles but in British pounds.
Zhenya, but yeah, you convinced us that it's better to work from Russia, but anyway, maybe it's not just about money. Maybe you didn't like this whole idea of working for Mark Zuckerberg or something. Anything else except money?
Well, it's about friends and family as well, because you can't actually grab them with you to Europe, to another country. But really, I think it's about age as well, because when you're young, you don't really much care about your house, about friends, I think neither, because you can go to another place and easily make them. I can probably make it too, but I don't have enough of motivation now, because I have my own office, my own team, and everything is here, and I know that it's possible to work with companies I want to work with remotely, especially now when COVID-19 came. And it really changed the situation across the world. A lot of companies now are remote only, so they don't even offer to their staff to work from offices.
Yeah. You know, mid-level developers know something about life, and maybe they can sell themselves to foreign customers, but what should a junior developer do in this situation? I mean, let's say it's an average junior Python developer. He knows Python properly, a little bit, and his English is good enough. What is the strategy?
I think the only but this slide is about that you should try, and try. Because if you try 20 times, one time in 20 interviews with different companies, one of them would work for sure. I don't remember how many interviews actually I passed in my life. I have a hobby of passing interviews. So even if I have a job, I just go to some companies I would like to work with, just to have some experience on what questions they ask.
Yeah, it's almost like going on a date.
Yeah, you must, like, if you pass interviews, then you are in the market, you know what happens, and maybe maybe at some point it will be possible to work with Facebook remotely as well.
Yeah, Zhenya, but don't you think that maybe you're losing something working just remotely? Maybe you could be really happy working with some guys from Facebook in their location.
I don't think guys in Facebook are so much different than guys in other companies I work with. I mean, people are really the same. I mean, they have the same similar feelings, similar fears. It's just different language. But if you know English, it's not about that. I mean,
Great. So, any tricky questions to this guy?
it's actually not the last slide. Sorry.
Yeah, Anait, tell us.
Just wanna ask one question and about your hobby. It's like the level of the game where got introduced.
Yeah.
And my first question is, what about your own strategy in your life? Do you have this one?
You mean some strategy outside work, or is it about work?
It's about work, but in future.
Yeah,
Well-
you know, it sounds like something like, what are you going to do in 10 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, right now money is not a big motivation for me anymore. Another motivation, I know that my wife, as you know already, she is an extrasense, and yeah, and she has studied a lot how to really find out about a person by birth date, and it's not about numerology only, but there are different like types of analysis of a person, and we're going to make an application, an app store about it. Yeah, and I think this will be my main motivation in next few years at least.
By the way, can she do her magic stuff remotely, like you?
Yeah, she can.
Great, great. Any questions? Yeah, the gentleman. Yeah.
Very quick question. What does he say there?
Главное башить.
Yeah. You mean work hard? Work hard.
Yeah, I think I haven't.
No.
It's not work hard. It's главное
Maybe our
башить.
professional teacher has got a better equivalent. What can it be?
I was gonna say like work bloody hard.
Great, great.
Yeah. Actually, this is phrase from my gym trainer. Every time I go to gym, he come to me. He says, "Do you remember what is the major stuff in your life?" Yeah, I do.
And there was a question from that part. Yeah, yes.
What did you do when the employer is ready to pay a lot to you, but when he hears that you are from Russia, he said that something like, "Oh, it's too expensive for Russia."
Actually, they used to say so before COVID, but now it's different. And well, I mean, companies are different. There are companies who prefer to pay less money because they know they can hire developers from the same country as you. But there are companies who pay the same money to all the developers. Doesn't matter what country they're from, USA or Australia or even Africa. So it's just about the company. And I know that if you have a job which you don't feel really good about, you must search for another job, because there is always better job. I know because I changed a lot of jobs and I can compare. You can, I mean, I remember even jobs where it was bad to work with on one hand, and they paid you fewer money, less money. So really just try.
Great.
So the tip is to skip this company.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. You want to say? Yes.
Yeah, how many hours a week you usually eat Russian?
Well, when I was younger, I really worked like, so how much is it, 24 minus 8 to sleep? 16 hours, I think, yeah. So
A day
to
or a week?
a day, yeah. So, yeah, that's about it.
Why did you subscribe for 25? Do you have 1 extra hour a day?
Sorry?
Did you subtract from 25?
24 minus 8, yeah, it's 16.
I thought it was 25.
No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not the last slide, I think. There must be something else. Yeah, this is my jeans. Yeah, one time I went to a shop and bought jeans. I didn't know about, like, this phrase is like on inner side of here. And this is really cool motivation. So every time I put it on, I look at it and I remember that go to bed with a dream and wake up with a purpose. It's really cool phrase, which
And it's on the inside of your jeans, right?
Exactly. So every time I put it on, I can see it.
Yeah.
And since then, it's my favorite jeans.
You know, you worked so much, but you still look quite healthy.
Yeah, because I think I stopped working so much at early age, because I started feeling myself not well. You know, when you work, for example, for American companies, due to very big time zone gap, it's not so easy. So at some point, I just started feeling myself very bad. And since then, I started, and fortunately my wife is crazy about health, you know, about, how is it in Russian? ЗОЖ. Yeah, exactly.
Healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, so fortunately she's good at it and she helps me with it a lot.
Yeah, that's great. She preserved you. Any other questions? Yeah.
Is it right that you didn't go to interview to Facebook?
No, I didn't.
But
if your hobby is...
I just wanted to ask, why didn't you enjoy this process of saying no to Mark Zuckerberg, you know, like you are?
At exactly that moment, I had 3 other interviews ongoing, and I think I just tired.
So you were just too busy for that?
Yeah, exactly. Must be some other. Let's check. Thank you. No, this. I wanted to show this. I think you could. That's like a video call, for example, with our team. And I want to thank you, Google, because they have this bottom text part where they show all what people say. Because sometimes some people, they are really, native speakers. It's really difficult to understand them, and this stuff helps a lot. So all they say is printed. I mean, it's not like 100% correct, but mostly correct, and you can be in the context to understand what people say, and it really helps a lot.
Basically, you can just read the subtitles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Zhenya, thank you so much.
No problem.
And we have a crazy tradition of shaking hands in the end. Camila, it's time to take a picture. Come here. They always say that I shake hands in a strange way, but this time I'll try to do it properly.
So,
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
That's my laptop.
put it there
Oh. And where is it?
under.
Yeah.